Okay, so here is the question here. Should freedom of speech be protected on university campuses across the country? Okay, remember, we're talking specifically about what's going on college campuses right now, but this goes for the future, right? This goes for forever. There's going to be controversial topics in the future, for sure. Right now, this is the most recent time that students have done this since Vietnam. So it's been a long time. It's been like, what is it, 60s, 50s? Like 60 years. So it's been a long time. So, yes.
I think freedom of speech should be protected, but freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of consequences. So if you go and like throw stuff around, if you go and start assaulting people, that should warrant consequence. But I think that freedom of speech in and of itself should be permitted, because how come is it that people are getting arrested for just protesting for something that they believe in and they have a cause for? And I think this also is history repeating itself, like with a lot of protesters at college campuses and them getting arrested, and then eventually they kind of get the end goal that they desired. So I think either way, if freedom of speech was restricted, it would just boil up and it would lead to more violent outbreaks.
Perfect. That's a great response. So one thing we do need to make, right, according to Adam here, a clear distinction. Freedom of speech, right, using our voices should not mean being able to attack somebody physically, vandalize, destroy property, right? Once those things happen, maybe we should cut that out, right? But he said we should still protect freedom of speech. Anybody feel otherwise? Should we not protect freedom of speech on campuses? Which one do you guys want to choose? Who goes first? Go ahead, Promi.
Okay. What I believe is, since universities are still private property, they should have the right to silence people that they want to, because it is still private property, and you were aware of that, even if you paid to be in there. So it is your own consequence if you're going to the school, and you don't have to protest at the school either way. You could go to a different street or a different place in general and then protest there. So if you want your voice to be out there, why do it at a place that is allowed to keep you quiet?
Okay, perfect. So if it's a private university, they have every right to silence you, right?
Yeah.
That's according to you. Perfect. Good answer. Yeah.
I think they have the right, because it's like any other private school, like high school, elementary school. There's things that they don't want you talking about. Like oftentimes, like in elementary, they don't want you to probably cuss and stuff, and then high school, they probably don't want you to talk about controversial topics or homosexuality. It's the same thing here. It's just a college, so there obviously are going to be deeper conversations, and this is it. So they do have the right to silence you, because it's like any other private school that, yes, you are paying, so you feel like you should, but they're in control of you. They're the boss of you, and if they say that you can't talk about this, then you can't talk about it. It's just a matter of following their rules.
Perfect. So what about public universities then? Would we all agree, right, that public universities are for the public, right? Those are publicly funded. So maybe you guys are creating the separation, right? Private universities, yep, sorry, nope. Public, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, anybody else? Yeah.
I believe freedom of speech should not be imposed much because of the violent protests that can be acted upon, and because of what happened in the news about people that were not in the university still being in there and causing chaos and imposing their ideas on other people so they can start these violent protests. And that's why I believe that freedom of speech shouldn't be imposed that much as it is right now.
Okay, awesome. So you do think that there should be freedom of speech, but there should be limits to it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Anybody else want to add to it? I know it's kind of early. I wish caught you guys a little later. Some of you guys are like, yeah, this is too much, but that's it. All right, good job, guys. I appreciate